Hi everyone, great to see you. Today I'd like to do a very special video. It's a subscriber request and it relates to hoovering. But I'd like to start the video off by saying this is a video of pure and utter gratitude to everyone who supported me from the very start. Guys, we've gotten to 500 subscribers, which to me is outstandingly amazing. I can't believe it because I started on YouTube here. It saved my life, this community. It really saved my soul when I was discarded, and I started making videos to help me and to help everyone else, because it does help people that actually make the videos. By telling your story, it really helps you to heal as well. So I really, really want to thank you, and to thank the new subscribers for bringing the numbers up, and to thanks for everyone that comments and helps everyone else, because we're just putting as much good stuff as we can out there, and we're trying to get people who are really suffering to be able to recover and to get the knowledge that's so necessary to do so, and to basically save people as well, because it's a terrible, terrible thing to go through narcissistic abuse, and it can bring you to your knees, and I don't want anyone on their knees. I want people standing up and really living their lives and loving themselves like they've never loved themselves before. That's what I want for everyone, because no one deserves to go through this crap. So I'm going to read out, finally, Kelly, Kelly Hearn, I've gotten to your email, which was about putting important information out in relation to one aspect of the narcissist hoovering, and that's that some of them do actually really apologise. And this is a different take on what I would have experienced. But some of the narcissists do actually apologise, and Kelly wanted this information to go out. So I'm going to read through the email. And in the second part of the video, I'd like to touch on the winter Hoover. I was just listening to Just Say No for Narcs there in that beautiful community. And Tanya was actually talking about the winter Hoover, and it really got me excited because I have a few things to say about it myself, and I've never done a video on it. So guys, if you bear with me with this email that Kelly sent me back on the 29th of August. So she said, hi, and I hope this is the correct email for you. First, I absolutely love your videos. Great, such great information that is spot on. She goes on to say other nice things, which is really good. It's good to get that support, because you do get detractors, you do get people trying to stop you from what you're doing and make you doubt yourself. So that's, those kind of comments really, really help. So Kelly said, I have an idea for a future video that I think is very important. That is the major misconception that these evil creatures never apologise. My ex did, and the performance was worthy of an Academy Award. I know I touch on this. They're amazing actors. They've perfected their skills to be the way they are, and they've perfected their skills because their mask is false, so they are worthy of Academy Awards. He got down on his knees. Tears were streaming, begging and pleading. He even stated everything was his fault. Now, you never think that they're going to do that, because to do that, they really have to go into the performance of a lifetime, because that is so opposite to everything that they think. That is one total lie that they would find very hard to get out. But if they want something badly enough, they'll do anything, they'll say anything. Of course, this was all a lie, but in the moment it seemed so sincere. So unfortunately, I took the bait, only for the abuse to continue. Within a week or 5 minutes later, unbelievable. And they can be so sincere. You really do believe what they're saying to you. It's unbelievable. It made me question if he was actually a narcissist, which of course he is. Also, another major misconception is that they never do anything you ask them to do in order to better things. They will put this Academy Award performance on and they will promise you the sun, moon and stars. And as Kelly said, within a week or 5 minutes, this had changed. They never followed through on anything. It's all an illusion. They will sometimes actually do something to show you they are really sincere. This is an extremely sinister tactic because it gives us false hope. You know, there's been a lot of cognitive dissonance once the narcissist is gone, and time dulls the memories of the pain you've gone through and the abuse you've gone through, and we always want hope. It's a human condition that we need to hope to survive. We need to have hope. And being empathic and just human, we create hope, and if we see a signal or someone appearing to be very sincere and apologising, it brings us up all the empathy in us and it brings that hope alive again. And it's a very hard thing to resist. So this is one of the hardest Hoovers to resist. Plus, they can forever say, well, remember when I did this? Kelly, that's such a good point. That is such a good point. They do something, an act that they can point to forever. No matter how many 10 bad acts they'll do in the meantime, it's always the one highlighted act that they will have put on show to you to bring back up to you anytime you criticise. Well, remember when I did this, okay? As if they did everything, and they will forever throw it up in your face while telling you that you've never done anything. It's such a crazy, crazy disorder. You know, I think they are so convincing at different times, and they keep you in a state of confusion and chaos, so that instead of you looking at them in a very logical way and saying, well, actually, that's the only thing you ever did, the thing you highlighted, and the rest of the time you went exactly the opposite to what everything you promised. They have you concentrating on yourself and trying to defend yourself if you're in the narcissistic cycle and you're on the mouse wheel. So they keep you running and running to try and defend yourself and telling you things like that you've never done anything. And then you kind of take the focus off them and you say, well, I did this and I did this and I did this. And then it deflects your attention away from them. These two tactics in particular kept giving me false hope and made me question if he really was a narcissist. Because the general consensus is they never apologise or do anything you ask. Hope this makes sense. The more information that can be put out there about these monsters, the better. Thanks, Kelly, very, very much. They don't all act the same. They will adapt themselves for each individual situation and to each individual person. They do follow the same patterns. So if you look at the narcissistic criteria in the DSM, the grandiose, the always being right, the cyclical love bombing devalue, the hoovering, if you look at all those things, we can't diagnose anyone with narcissistic personality disorder, but if they're following all those patterns and they do something like this, like give you a big apology and do what you think a narcissist wouldn't do, the way you can make a judgment on that is, fine, they've given me this apology, they've said everything is their fault, which is a bit of an over, going way over the other side, a bit dramatic and extreme again, because usually it takes two to tango. But if they come across like this, and within a short period they're not following through on what they say at the time, that they just this big apology and big drama and tears and begging and pleading, and they hook you back in, and then they don't follow through on any of that, yeah, they're a narcissist, or they're high on the narcissistic spectrum, or they're following the patterns of a narcissist or someone with NPD. So thanks, Kelly. That's really, really important point, that they'll fool you, We all think, oh, now I have the knowledge, and, if they do this and they do that, they're unpredictable. But you have to stand back and look at the overall picture, and in that way you'll be able to make a judgment, because we don't want to believe they're narcissists. I guess, like, for me, when I found the channels, I thought, that's it. Now I know what I'm dealing with. And then after a certain period of time, I kind of said, well, yeah, but he did this, and, he's not doing that. And I didn't want to believe it, because who wants to believe they've spent time with someone who didn't care about them, who cared only about themselves, who had something wrong with them, who saw the world in a totally different way to a healthy human being? So it's a hard thing to accept, but you will accept it in your own time if you want to accept it. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to go through 3 or 4 cycles with them before it gets bad enough, before we can face it, before we're ready to accept it. So thank you, Kelly. That is another way that the narcissist will hoover. And finally, it's with these contributions, it's with people sharing their stories, that we can validate our own stories, and that we can understand things better, and we can support each other, and we can say what we believe in, and not have it knocked down, and not have it invalidated, and believe and go the way we want to go forward ourselves. I'd like to talk just in the last part of the video about the winter hoover. So the winter hoover, guys, this is what I've experienced, and from studying it, this is what I've come across. So the narcissist is childlike in getting their needs met. They've no consideration for anyone else, and they live from day to day. They're unstable wanderers. They go where the goodies are, basically. They go where what they want, what they perceive, they go in the place that they need to go to get what they want. They don't care who they're leaving behind or who they hurt. And their magical thinking and their fantasies make them leave really, really good situations. But they leave a situation where they're getting all their needs met because they get full up. And they think they're so grandiose that they think, because they're in this position where they have everything, that they can go anywhere and they can get better. They don't see that what they have is the best they could ever possibly have, because they're like children in the way they think. They don't value anything. They're not loyal to anything. So they overwinter with you. They want somewhere to lock down. They want to come home to mummy or daddy, and they want to be looked after for the winter, to be cozy and to have someone to share the winter with and do different things with. But during the winter, they're on their phones and on their computers looking for fun for the summer. They're always planning fun. They get really bored with stability. They can't stand it. It's too much reality. They have to do too much give and take. So in the winter, they'll do loads of games like triangulation. That's one of their winter games. Their Christmas games can be like a mini discard. They'll amuse themselves over the winter, but they want to settle down and lock down during the winter. Come the summer, they're out of school. They want to have fun. They want to go here, there and everywhere. They want a holiday. They want to mess around with new supply, maybe 2 or 3 new supply. They want to you to stay at home and look after the homestead and to be there ready for them for when they come back to school after their summer holidays. So they're off to have fun, and part of the fun is looking back at you being in pain as they leave. But that makes them feel more secure because they feel they can come back. And after they have their fun in the summer and they maybe have nowhere to live, or they realise these new supplies are just not going to work it for them, or the new supply is a narcissist, or they're just not giving them what they need. They're not grade A, they're grade D, or grade F. They're maybe stuck going home to live with their parent. They're not liking it, and they decide during the fall, or coming up to the fall, that they're going to look to see who's left on their shelf that they'd like to spend the winter with. And that's when the winter Hoover comes. It's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. So I'm just saying to you, beware of the winter Hoover. It was like the COVID Hoover, you know, when people were going into lockdown, people had to settle down. They were at it then as well. But yeah, they like to hibernate in the winter and play their winter games. And then the summer is a whole new season again where they're on their hulls. So I know that's a little bit skittish in relation to the winter Hoover, but you know, sometimes you have to try and make it a bit lighthearted sometimes and see the humorous side of things if you're on the healing road and you look back and you can see it so much clearer, and that'll come to any of you guys that aren't there yet. But that is the type of thing they do. So Kelly, again, thank you. Any other people that would like to share something, I will definitely share it here because it helps everyone. I've gone on so long in this video. I see there on the clock it's 17 minutes, so I'm going to say a big goodbye. Subscribe, guys, if you like the content. Comment, let me know what you think about the winter Hoover, and I'll see you all soon. Have a great day. Thank you. Okay, bye.